Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space. And let's get right into it today. One take and uncut. So these are going to be some findings shared to us by Matthew Liny. Here's his page. I will link it up in the top of this video's description if you want to keep up to date with some great research, screenshots, proof, links, and dot connecting. Highly recommend you follow this gentleman. And again, let's focus on this. We're going to be talking about ACI worldwide. WorldPay, we're going to be talking about Visa with their Earthport connection. We're going to talk about MasterCard utilizing R3. So let's get right into it. So as we can see here, MasterCard sees the big picture, $235 trillion in payment flows. So we have this 99-page document here. And again, this is made by them. And this is September 2019. And yes, old news, but I'm tying it all together. So what we can see here, at least in these screenshots as well, and this was on like page 44, one-stop shop across payment flows. So we can see cards, we can see blockchain, real-time payments, ACH. As we know, of course, the news recently with the RTP system, real-time payment platform system, for almost all of the banks globally, at least here in the US, we've noticed many of them utilizing this. We know the connections with Finastra, we know PayPlus, we know Ripple technology is directly integrated into PayPlus. We know that the DTCC has specifically said they will use a digital asset to settle. We know that CLS also will use PayPlus, which handles over 50% of the foreign exchange market for settlement. So it is right there in front of us, but you do have to kind of, look behind the scenes. Remember, the end game is XRP. No one's going to realize it's being used. It will be invisible. It will be the protocol of value, moving value across the globe. So $235 trillion right here in real-time payments. Of course, whether it's a walled garden, whether it's another bank, if they're using digital currencies within themselves and walled garden types of cryptocurrencies like Bank of America coin or JPM coin, they still need interoperability, even if it's Facebook's cryptocurrency. I say that in air quotes because it's extremely permissioned and essentially just a database of IOUs. They still need interoperability with a protocol such as IOP. They need a bridge asset that transfers said value because they need that liquidity to have the savings, that speed, the scalability on the ledger itself, so XRPL, and then XRP is the bridge asset. So we can see right here the applications addressing a range of use cases. We see their partners. As you can see from the get-go, you already see several RippleNet partners, and along with connections to R3. WorldPay, HSBC, and ACI. We know that ACI is an absolute behemoth as well. So we can see right here on ACI's website, for example, ACI and Swift, talking about, meaning that they can bank, it says ACI supports any real-time schemes around the world, meaning that any bank can use real-time payment systems to support Swift, GPI, of course, they use, which is a competitor to Ripple's X-Current technology, and also distributed ledger technology. EG means, for example, which is Ripple, okay, wire and immediate payments. They talk about, the banks, of course, Swift currently is, 11,000 organizations overall, 200 countries. We get the volume per day for this, at least for cross-border. And now right here, we can see ACI says it supports 9% of global Swift traffic, which is approximately 30% in the US. ACI Worldwide touted that it has over 1,000 of the largest financial institutions and intermediaries, coupled with thousands of global merchants relying on its platform to execute $14 trillion of daily securities and payment transactions. Substantial, guys. $14 trillion. Am I saying all of this is guaranteed to go over the XRP ledger? Absolutely not. I'm showing you the potential for market share. Could it happen? Yes. All right, let's keep going. Now, I'm going to be tying it to some of these partners. We're going to talk about ACI and kind of connect it to WorldPay as well. So, for example, even, FIS, a huge behemoth that joined with Visa for B2B Connect, which is kind of a competitor to Swift. Some say it's a competitor to, RippleNet altogether. Let's take a look. So, Fidelity National Information Services, FIS, acquired Ripple's partner, WorldPay, as well. All right. And now people, there's speculation about Ripple and Amazon working together. I'm sure you're sick of the hype because we're looking at, a price that is not where it should be. But we're simply waiting for regulations, guys. This is a nascent market. I'm not going to pretend to know when exactly this is going to lift off, but I wholeheartedly do believe that. All right. None of this is financial advice. So right here, Visa is partnering with FIS to push distributed ledger technology-based platforms for international corporate payments. So payments, messaging, reconciliation for clearing, the obligations of who owes who, and then settlements. All right. Now, the cool thing is this. People say, oh, well, Visa doesn't really have a vested interest for XRP. Well, they also, remember, they beat MasterCard in that bid, and they acquired Earthport, one of the biggest payment hubs to be that hub and spoke model in the world. Earthport can specifically utilize XRP to settle payments. They are integrated with, it's called Earthport. They're global. We've done videos on them. Please look into it. It's huge. So Visa's already connected regardless with Earthport. All right, now we can also see, and if you want to read about, R3 Corda, of course, we know, XRP can be used to settle. And then B2B Connect, kind of a competitor, some believe. You can learn about this. There's going to be different routes. There's going to be different walled gardens. But at the end of the day, when you're outside of your intra-network, kind of like JPM Coin and their banks and their subsidiaries, not everyone's going to want to use JPM Coin. It still relies on trust. Today, in the marketplace, we have mutual mistrust. For commerce to be good, we need mutual trust, i.e. blockchain technology. Now, what I want to go over is something that Santiago Velez made a great point. He said this: confidence will shift from institutions to consensus algorithms as we're going towards this, DLT adoption, guys. We understand, cryptographic ledgers are going to replace lenders. We have AI and machine learning. They're going to commodify the process of constructing successful portfolios, making risk assessments, you name it. You're not going to need a financial advisor to the same degree we need today to invest in businesses, nations, people, real estate, products, etc. This is the ultimate disintermediation, guys. Getting rid of the middlemen. No more intermediaries. Financial aggregators are going to be losing their grip on, value transfer itself, assessing value. It's going to be absolutely crazy. The average person's going to have tools at their disposal to do whatever they want and do exactly what Wall Street and their tycoons have been doing now. It's going to be revolutionary, and I think this is the time that we are living through. All right? Another thing that I just want to hammer home, if anybody, I feel like, people are having really short attention spans and they're not seeing what's lying right in front of us. We know that eToro's global user base has invested in XRP, well over, the platform, over 54% of the global user base is invested in this digital asset. Anders Lundberg made a great point the other day too. He said, what would happen if the two biggest blockchain companies in the space, and for example, there's two pretty large companies I'm thinking of, i.e. Ripple and R3. And what would happen if the two biggest platforms or, companies would be both incentivized that a certain digital asset got used and appreciates in price? We know it's not meant to be a stablecoin. The company themselves do not say stablecoins will provide ample liquidity. They say they're a joke. We know regulatory clarity is coming down on stablecoins itself. How many banks and financial institutions do Ripple and R3 work with? R3 already right here, which includes over 300 of the world's leading financial services. We know Ripple, well over 300 direct partners, but with partners that are directly using the technology. Finastra, 9,000 partners. Top 48 of the top 50 banks are their direct partners. We have integrations and, all kinds of hubs like Earthport. We have Temenos with their software, 3,000 partners. It's honestly, find me an organization that is substantial that is not connected to either R3 or Ripple. Honestly, they're all interconnected. The biggest people in the game, the biggest and most wealthy people that are regulators in the world governments, former governors of central banks of, India and even, BlackRock and asset management funds, they're board members on Ripple. This is written, guys. This is guaranteed. I think Ripple's going to be wildly successful. The question for XRP is how high. All right. Lastly, we're going to finish up with this. Matthew, LINY. DLT Projects, meaning distributed ledger technology projects are alive and well during this economic shutdown. With so many projects, interoperability will be key. Absolutely, guys. Leveling the playing field, not trusting, no more confidence in people. It's going to be based off of consensus algorithms. So we can take a look at this, even in capital markets. That might be further down the road, but I believe that cross-border payments and this real-time payment initiative will still need to be bridged by other assets in terms of, international trade. Domestically, there can still be a use case for XRP with walled gardens, but initially that is not what they're tackling. That is not where all the friction lies. We can see all of this. IBM launching, WorldWire, blockchain-based global payments platform with Stellar. We can see, various platforms and cryptocurrencies that are going to serve purposes here. And what you have to understand is there's more than enough value for all of these projects to serve a purpose and thrive. And then, of course, the ones that are not, technologically superior or efficient or do not have the backing are not going to survive. And then some are complete scams. All right. So we can see digital asset platforms and stock exchanges and integrations and asset tokenization that R3 talks about all the time. Even, DLT post-trade payments. Wait until we get outside of the financial sector too, in terms of, in the courthouse, in terms of smart contracts and legal contracts, as it says right here with, equity firms and groups. It's truly, truly a game changer. You might seem, it seems like I'm ranting. I am ranting because I see what is coming and I just feel like people are living in a mere bubble. So with that, guys, just wanted to tie in a few, few points here and just show you how deep this really goes. And I want you guys to continue doing your own research. All right. So with that, I appreciate it as always, and I will see you in the next one.